to the range. Chris.
All right, we're going to get into a little bit of NBA talk. First on the agenda, we have the Lakers in Oklahoma City, with the Lakers winning Game 5 convincingly. Durant and Westbrook had 32 together. Artest had 14, did a pretty good job. He scored a little bit more than what he usually does for this series. Paul Gasol probably had the best game for the Lakers with 25, 11 rebounds and 5 assists. Bynum had 21 and 11. Bryant had a quiet game with 13 points and 7 assists. So the Lakers pretty much tore that ass up from the beginning. Excuse me, but yeah, they tore that ass up from the beginning. Yep. They fought hard, but Oklahoma City just couldn't really just hang with them. And I mean, for once, Kobe kind of gave the ball up more than usual and let the bigs handle most of the work, because I mean, you had Jeff Green on Paul Gasol, so I mean that really is a truly big mismatch. So I mean, they used their bigs the way they should have, and it was a pretty damn good ass whooping. I expect Oklahoma City to come back and do something in Game 6 back at home.
Yeah, let's go remember this. Oklahoma City missed their first 13 shots last night. Okay? They got really bad. They were kind of starting to force stuff at the end of that first quarter. They were, forcing three-pointers, trying to catch back up into the game. By then, it was already out of reach. By 6 minutes into the game, you're down 18-1. There's no reason for you to be junking up threes. I mean, that's past the point. So, I mean, kudos to the Lakers for kind of getting it back, in their favor. Because they always say the winner of Game 5, 85% of the time goes on to win the series. So, I mean, I guess that does swing it back to you. But at the same time, the Lakers have to do that on a consistent basis. This is the most inconsistent team that we've seen. Yeah, they come out in Games 1 and 2, play very hard-fought basketball. But in Games 3 and 4, they just act like they didn't even show up to the ballgame. Then Game 5, they showed up. Now, what's going to happen when they go back to Oklahoma City? I mean, do you have a mental lapse there and remember, oh, yeah, we have Game 7 back at home? Because, the Lakers these past couple of years, they've always been focused. And then, the article out right now that Kobe's getting back to that savvy old dog that he was last year. Kind of that angry man that he was. But Kobe can't do that. Kobe is still hurt. Yeah. Let's remember that. Kobe is still hurt. He cannot do this on a back-to-back basis. Now that there's no other travel days, let's see how Kobe can respond to this.
Yeah, the Lakers did come out. They came ready to play in Game 5. I felt the Lakers would take Game 5, but I didn't think they would take it very conventionally. The previous games 1 and 2, they did. The Thunder did play them pretty much to the max for all 4 quarters. Unfortunately for them, they were nowhere near they weren't even in the same gym. So I think they were playing at the Great Western Forum from last night. Game 6, look for the Thunder to come out with a little bit more momentum, just mainly because they have the crowd on their side. Playing at the Staples Center, that's a home court advantage. It's a tough place to play.
It's a very tough place to play in the NBA.
And I think Kevin Durant will have his team ready to play. Game 5, pretty much for the Thunder, the Achilles heel for them was matchup problems. As what Chris said, they have Jeff Green. He had Jeff Green on Paul Gasol on most of the plays. And I mean, hell, you can do anything when you had Nene Christian on Gasol for one. Gasol's getting those easy and ones. Yeah. So I mean, that makes no sense at all. Gasol should not be getting those easy and ones. Me personally, Gasol's a good player, but he's not that.
He's not that good.
He's not that good.
No, before we go ahead, before we move on to the next one, well, quick question. Do you think Kobe can shut down Westbrook again in Game 6?
No, not Game 6 he won't. Not at home. Too much adrenaline.
Because, I mean, everybody said this is it was a defensive matchup last night. Kobe played Westbrook. Of course, Ron Artest played Kevin Durant again. So, I mean, do you think that can happen for them? Can they strike gold twice?
Nah. Westbrook. To me, Westbrook was getting around Kobe, but he was getting shots. He just kept turning the ball over. He was just missing.
And another one was
getting to the rack.
Another Thomas Epilosha. I mean, he played like crap. I think he had 3 points last night. Yeah. 1 to 7 from the court. Westbrook had 7 turnovers by himself. So that's one thing. That's one thing that Brooks was not pleased about.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm pretty sure they will cut down Game 6. So as far as that, it's kind of a toss-up exactly who can pull out Game 6, though.
I'm gonna give it though. Another series is for Game 5. You had San Antonio and Dallas. Dallas whooped ass. As expected. San Antonio really didn't get a damn thing from anybody except for Tony Parker, who did come off the bench with 18 and 6 assists. Duncan only 11. Hill had 12. Manu was single digits. Terrible. But Karan Butler, big ass game. 35 and 11.
Yeah.
Dirk did a little bit, and Kidd had 10, 7 and 7. San Antonio, they have, to me, they got to wrap it up at home. If they don't wrap it up at home, Game 6, they're losing the series.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I mean, let's remember Dallas does have 27 road wins this year. Most road wins in the NBA. So I mean, they play a damn good road schedule. I mean, which includes that they have beaten LA in LA. So I mean, you got to give them that one. Okay, so now with that being said, at the same time, I'm looking at this going, San Antonio, when they play in San Antonio in the playoffs, they're awesome. They really, I mean, it's almost impossible to beat them in San Antonio. So I give Game 6 to San Antonio, but I'm with Chris. If they lose Game 6, they will lose the series.
It's no telling exactly which Dallas team will show up, because Dallas is good enough to open up a double-digit lead. The problem is, they find a way to squander that lead, and they let San Antonio get all the momentum. I know a lot of people say that San Antonio does get a lot of home cooking in the AT&T Center, but you gotta look. But Dallas has to look past that. What Sean Marion actually had a quote, and I'm taking this for him. He said after they went down 3-1, he said, "I see no fat lady." So let's
remember too, the last two teams that have come back are only from a 3-1 deficit are on that Maverick squad. Sean Merriman's son back in 2006 against the Lakers, and Rick, in Carlisle's team, the Detroit Pistons in 2003 against the Magic.
Yep.
Yeah. Go quickly before we get run out of time on this segment. We got Chicago, who lost the series to Cleveland. Derrick Rose did pretty good with 31 and 6 assists. Dame played 26 and 6. Jameson had a big game. LeBron almost had a triple-double, shy of 1 assist. O'Neal did a little bit, almost had a double, and Delonte West had 16 off the bench. So Cleveland wrapped it up pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty
First and foremost, as a Bulls fan, I'd like to congratulate the Bulls on actually going further than most people actually gave you the credit for. But obviously, you just ran into perhaps the best team in the league. I mean, that's just the luck of the draw. And LeBron James almost had his second straight triple-double. I mean, he could have. He hurt his elbow, but he'll have to examine. I mean, he should be fine by Saturday when they go against the team to be named. We'll be going after this. Anton Jameson showed up, dropping 25. Derrick Rose pretty much led the team in scoring for perhaps the whole series. I mean, Derrick Rose pretty much got his whenever LeBron wasn't guarding him. I mean, because LeBron did kind of like force some shots on him. There were times where Derrick Rose showed flash, and then there were other times where he shot away from that jump back shot that he loved to do. He likes to dribble, likes to penetrate in the paint, and take a step back and take a shot. While Dame played his best games, the last 2 games of the series. So I have to congratulate Cleveland for the series win.
Well, we really don't have too much time to go for Miami and Boston, but Boston cleaned it up. All-around game for the starters for Boston. Miami, D-Wade almost had a triple-double. Chalmers had 20 off the bench.
So Chicago.
So, Cleveland, you want to give us a little quick sum up of that? Last 30 seconds?
Boston just kind of took it over. I mean, really and truly, they had to in Game 5. They couldn't let Dwayne Wade get another 46-point game. That's really and truly what happened. And Dwayne Wade did say in the game, this would be his last first-round exit for a long time. Wonder what that means.
Come to the Bulls.
If we had time, we'd tell you, but we don't. We'll holler back at you. Shout outs and thumbs down on. First, I want to give a shout out to Detroit and a thumbs down to myself because I picked the upset. Detroit whooped the hell out of the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Whooped their ass 6-1.